Well, a lot of credit to St. Francis. Obviously, they had a terrific season, being able to win their regular season championship. And I thought they came in here, and in particular, Jamal King really played well. That first half, he was fantastic. And he got them going, and at the end of the day, defensively, we weren't very good. And then, we were very apprehensive on offense. And I think that happens at times, when you play this first game. You don't really know how it's going to go. It's a different feeling. And we looked that way in the first half. We did a better job in the second half, and Juwan clearly established himself, and that's what we needed to do, pretty much the entire game. Some other guys stepped up and made some plays. Al was very good tonight. Devontae continues to make some good plays. Justin got on the glass a few times, but more importantly, the first one is down. You feel a lot better to kind of get into the tournament now, and Providence and Arkansas will be a much different feeling on probably Thursday.
Archie, what did you appreciate most about how your guys played here tonight, especially in that second half?
Well, the second half was much more like, I'd like to think that we can be. I don't think we're playing very well defensively as a team here in this last maybe 3 games. We've sort of let our guard down. I don't think our perimeter guys right now defensively are locked in as much. And we have to figure a way how to get that back, because you're not going to score a ton of points, every single game. And, the next one against Providence with their size, or Arkansas with their quickness, which we've already seen this year, they can give us a lot of different types of problems. So we're going to have to find a way to get that confidence level back on defense, that toughness level on defense, which at times in the second half we got it going, but we're going to need it from the jump ball here kind of moving forward.
Greg? Archie, about Juwan establishing himself in the second half, was that a point of emphasis of yours at halftime, or his, or where'd that come from?
That came right from us, our staff at halftime. We wanted to get it established in the first half. They played a lot of zone, and he picked up 2 fouls, which took him off the floor. We were doing all right when he was on the floor in the first half, but he came out, it hurt us. Second half, there was a clear message to establish him with the new rules, with the fouls. You get 10 minutes. If you can pick up that 5th foul before the 10-minute mark, you go 2 shots every time. And that was much more the philosophy in the second half. And he wanted the ball. We got it in there to him, and that was a good sign. It was able to really neutralize sort of the game. We didn't have to shoot as many jumpers.
And the second one is, how do you balance tonight? How did you? Whether to play Romeo, he's got the sore back. NBA draft stock, am I making too much of the calculus of the equation here, or is that all part of it?
No, he tweaked his back early on in the Ohio State game. He dealt with it through the Ohio State game. And then post-Ohio State, he's had multiple treatments a day, and he's not feeling very good, so he's uncomfortable. And if we played in the NCAA tournament tonight, he wouldn't have played. So I think that's one thing to state. Romeo would like to come back. There's short turnarounds right here with these games, so I don't necessarily know if one day is going to make a lot of difference for him. Maybe it takes us into that second week. But hopefully as he starts to feel a little better, he can start to move. He hasn't done anything since Ohio State on the court. But definitely in talking to Romeo, he wants to be out there and play. He's very uncomfortable with the alignment or whatever is going on with him, which popped, sort of spasmed out on him during the Ohio State game. So we're hopeful we can bid him back. And if it's short turnaround coming in on Thursday and he's still not able to do anything, he won't play. When he's ready to play, obviously he'll get back to work, and hopefully we have an opportunity to get him back.
Mike? Archie, the tech at the end of the first half, what were you mad about? And it seemed to energize this crowd and really kind of spark you to start the second
I just thought Rob went down, and I thought he got fouled. And then I thought the play that came right back at him was no different. I didn't really see the difference in the call. We'll see on film. I think the officials at halftime, kind of grouped and told me that Rob didn't get fouled. So, I got a technical.
Coach, you mentioned the slow start, but once they got going, 18 assists on 35 shots and only 7 turnovers, 2 of the most critical parts of your team's success.
Yeah, against the zone, we had to take care of the ball. We got a little sloppy in transition, I thought, at times in the second half. But most of the time, we got the ball where we needed to get it to. And I also thought our guards did a better job penetrating and kicking. We had more assist-type passes in transition, way more in the second half than we did in the first. But it all kind of started with the ability to have establish the post. We were able to establish catches in the post, and good things usually happen when you can work inside out.
Archie, what did you tell the team during halftime to inspire them?
A lot of things I can't say right now, I'll promise you that. It was a very, very poor performance in the first half, and I knew it was coming. You can sense the attitude of your team. You can always sense the vibe that's going around, and I didn't feel that we had 4 or 5 guys, completely locked in, and it showed. And we got more locked in the second half, but, I think as we move through, you get, like I said, you get this first one under your belt. We got another one coming, so we should be much more prepared in this second one. The opponent's going to be a lot better, obviously, in terms of the league and the size that they're coming from.
nearly have all 5 starters scoring double figures tonight. Just how pleased were you with the balance there? I know Juwan and Al obviously scored most of those points, but just the balance overall from them.
We were better in the second half. You could tell we were much more aggressive at getting the ball to the paint. We drove it more. We scored more around the basket. We were able to get a lot more two-point shots. First half, we're a team that shoots, I think, maybe in the 20s from 3. So when you watch us jack threes up, the result usually is transition defense and having to get back and guard. When you work the ball into the paint, you can get fouled. If your guards can put it down and get to the paint, usually that's better. I thought the second half makeup of our team was much better.
Archie, can you talk about the importance of doing well in this event, maybe even winning this event?
I'll be honest with you. We're taking it very, very serious right now. Maybe the first half we didn't, but this is a tournament that has teams that could advance in the NCAA tournament. I feel like that. And once you start to get through a round and play that second one, you're going to see the intensity level go up because you're a step closer to getting to Madison Square Garden. And if you get to that third one, obviously that's a real deal right there. There's a lot of pressure in those games. Guys got to play. And we're in postseason play, and like I said, it doesn't really matter. When you learn how to win here, find a way to have a couple good games as a player, it helps you. It helps you moving forward as a player.
Coach, you mentioned just them jacking up threes in the first half. You got that fixed in the second half. How do you just stop that, during the first half, just to get them, hey, guys, stop jacking up
Juwan
threes?
needed to stay on the floor. I think his second foul eliminated our post presence. We didn't have another guy really wanting the ball in there in the second half, and it didn't work in the paint. And when it did, the guy who caught the ball in the paint was very apprehensive to turn around, look at the rim, and attack and score. And we needed a different post look when Juwan went out. That's why we struggled, I thought, shooting too many threes. Second half, as you can see, he was a guy that we established very early, and he kept at it.
How huge was it for Al to score 22 points that he did tonight, especially with Romeo being out and one of the big offensive cogs being out of the game?
Al did a nice job. I thought all of our perimeter guys, from an offensive standpoint, did a pretty good job. Al in the second half, Rob and Devontae, I thought, drove the ball much more than they did in the first half. And, Devontae pops in another 6 assists. Rob has 4 to 1. So you get 10 to 3 from those two guys. That's a good sign.
Was the decision not to play Duran in the second half just based on how well Juwan was playing and what he was doing?
That was part of it, and also Duran didn't play very well in the first half. I don't think he felt very good. He didn't look the part the last couple of days, and we got to get him going here. He can't move like he moved out there in the first half. So Juwan was able to play long minutes in the second half. If he wasn't able to do it, obviously Duran would have probably gotten a second crack at it, but he was playing too well on offense to take him out.